Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drone. Welcome to today's presentation. Welcome to today's edition of Get Shit Done Daily. So today we have a pretty exciting episode. We're going to be talking about a product launch funnel and basically putting you through the paces of building, creating, launching a sales funnel that sells usually a higher ticket digital product. So usually this is a $997 digital course. Typically, it ends up being a big box course, usually. Big box as in the olden days, before there was digital distribution and video was streamed online. Typically, these courses were actually shipped in a box, like a big box that you would get in the mail from UPS. Now that stuff is generally locked behind a membership login, and there is video and audio and PDFs and all that other stuff that you purchase, you get access to, and it lives on a server somewhere. So I've just been doing this a really long time and remember the big box courses and have bought a couple myself. So that's where the big box thing comes from. Now, these product launch funnels are difficult to pull off. I'm not going to lie. There is a lot of copy. There is a lot of structure and a lot of system kind of work that has to take place, but they are an automated process for selling expensive stuff. Now, earlier in the last couple episodes, we have talked about how it's important to bond with your audience. And yesterday we talked about VSL upsell sequences and moving somebody through this video sales letter upsell process from, just being cold to ultimately, giving or buying something from you for $5 or $10 or $20 and then marching them through an upsell sequence. There's a trust that has to happen in order for them to do that. Now, this launch funnel builds trust quickly. It still builds trust in time, but it builds trust as part of the sales and the marketing mechanism, almost like a webinar. So a webinar, you're going to go through and you build trust and you build congruency through the presentation. Well, this product launch funnel is the same way. The only difference is multiple videos, and those videos can then be evergreen. So I'm going to kick over into the iPad here. We're just going to kind of go through how it all works, how it's all set up. For those of you who are new to these Get Shit Done daily episodes, go ahead here. Let me just drop the Done For You link so that you can here we go. All right. So here's the link to the Done For You page. So you can go ahead and, comment, ask questions, chat, all of that stuff. And then we also have a Done For You funnel group, a DFY funnel group that you are welcome to join for free. And I post a bunch of stuff, about funnels, about sales automation, about, marketing automation and all that stuff here. So here is the group access. So I'm just going to join this group. All right, perfect. Okay, cool. So group access done for you. This video is also streaming inside the funnel group too. So that is awesome. I mean, we can, have conversations about what this launch process will look like in your business for your products. Just join the group and, we'll go from there. So, all right, let me share my iPad screen. All right, and now, okay. Now I'm just going to share this. All right, so I'm going to share my entire screen. And there we go. I'm going to drag this up so you can see that. All right, perfect. So the product launch funnel, like I said, there's a lot of components to this thing, and it makes it a little bit more convoluted and a little bit more messy than some of the other funnels, just because there's a lot of pregame work that goes into building and pulling one of these things off. So if we go, we're just going to scroll up. So these funnels are really best used for big box courses or easily understood services. So we've actually sold like sales funnels and stuff as part of like a multi video launch process like this before, and it worked really, really, really well. But typically they are reserved for anything that ends up being like a digital product as in like a Kajabi site that is housing a bunch of video and a bunch of, PDFs and audio programs or whatever. And the course price is between $497 and usually, so I don't typically like to go too much past $997, but it can be up to $1997 if you have a warm market, if you have an email list and distribution that you can use to kind of funnel into the front side of this. But if it's like literally straight up cold, like $497 to $997 is probably where you're going to want to stay for a digital product. And that digital product needs to just have massive value, coaching programs, it works well for when it's a group coaching setting or when it's an assisted coaching setting. So if you have a program that, let's say it's a 12-week program and there's week 1, week 2, week 3. And then in that program, you have like some sort of an office hours or some sort of like a group coaching mechanism to it, then this kind of structure works really well because the course itself kind of automates some of it. And then the coaching process automates the rest, so you can still give a certain level of interaction with your client, but they uncover your process and your teaching through your course. And so that's called assisted coaching. Works nice. And then services is the other one. So if you have some easily understood services, some stuff that the general public, not even the general public, but let's say you have like Facebook ad management or internet marketing or SEO, you could sell it from one of these things, like a 2 or a 3 or 4 video mini launch, process. You could sell it and do well because that stuff is pretty easily understood at this point. So people, they bond with you, they get to know you, they get to know your process through the launch process, through the launch videos, the launch system, and then they pull the trigger and do business with your company and they pay for the first month, the first month down payment of your services or something like that. So it could work. There might be a call, like some sort of a consulting call in there. And that's kind of what we do when we roll one of these processes out. We'll do a coaching call and then go from there. So, all right. And the other thing about these is when you have an offer that gets closed down, these multi-video launch processes work really well. So for instance, a membership, I'm going to make this red. So memberships, group coaching are 2 of the big ones. And then any kind of like an annual digital course or an annual launch. So this process is created by a guy named Jeff Walker to a degree. I don't know that he goes as deep like into some of these like later sections as we do. No, he does the Q&A webinar. I don't know if he does the offer close. But he doesn't do any of this stuff on the backside, or he calls it the echo chamber or whatever. But anyway, so when a sale gets closed down, then oftentimes these multi-video launch sequences work really well for kind of shoehorning people in the front door. Then the launch gets closed and you have that spike in sales at the very end, as the clock is counting down. And then you kind of, you just close it up for the next 6 months. You don't relaunch. Sometimes there are like ways that you can relaunch to just an email list, kind of have a little rolling launch that goes through just to kind of prevent churn. Or you can kind of press this whole process and just kind of do it over the course of a weekend with a waiting list. But all in all, these work really well when you're closing down. You can do them evergreen. You can have an evergreen launch, but the hype that this launch process creates isn't something you can replicate on an evergreen standpoint. It's just, because people get pretty jazzed about this, when it's launched well and it's launched in a market, in a vertical, in a niche, people get excited and they share these videos, they share the opt-in, they share the content. And it just doesn't happen when you have, 20,000 people who have gone through it at different times throughout the year. So, all right, now some of the sales copy you need. Actually, why don't we kind of start up top? I don't know that we have traffic here, but predominantly, there's lots of different ways that you can pull traffic into this. So our tried and true methods, the ones that we always go for, again and again and again, are Facebook traffic, email list, retargeting is a must, and that's it. So these are the ones that we specialize in. Facebook, Google isn't listed here, but retargeting, people who have been to your website and then left, an email list, that should be your email list, so your internal distribution list. But it can be other people's, it can be friends, it can be a purchase list, perhaps. And then, so a purchase list would be solo ads. You can pay somebody, $1,000 to mail their list of 2,000 people or 20,000 people or whatever, and then you don't have to pay affiliate commissions. You can run affiliate traffic into the front side of this funnel. So if you have affiliate relationships and you can pay somebody, 30%, 40%, 50% per deal, that per sale that they send. And then there's other traffic, organic, SEO, CPA. There's all kinds of other forms of traffic that you can get into if you want. But at the end of the day, the process, really, we kind of go down through all of this traffic goes into a free report or an opt-in page of some sort. And sometimes it's a free report. Sometimes it is just a tease into this first video. So free video reveals, or free 4-part video series reveals how to, make money, with stock options or whatever. Something a little bit more clever than that, but you get what I mean. And then they just go through this process where they go, basically they start up top and they go launch video 1, and then they consume this video. Then they go down into a set of emails that promotes video 2, and then a set of emails that promotes video 3, and a set of emails that promotes video 4, the last video, the launch video. Now, this process has a pretty solid structure. So these are going to be sales videos. So there's 4 videos. They should be videos anymore. A while ago, you could do this with long copy sales letters or even blog posts, but anymore, they almost have to be videos, and they have to be good videos. So 4 video sales letters or sales presentations, typically between 6 minutes and 12 minutes each. It can be a little longer, a little shorter. We have a couple that are like 30 minutes long, but they're very process related. And they tend to be the ones that people watch again and again and again, which is okay with us. Video 1 is proof that your stuff works, proof that you do what you do, proof that you are, that your teaching works, your digital product, your service, whatever, proof that it works. Number 2 is a testimonial, typically testimonials, case studies, where you talk through and talk about, what folks have done with you. Then number 3 is the program. The program, the product details, the features, benefits, exactly what it is you're offering. And then in video 4, the offer is made. So this offer that's where, the price structure, what's going to happen after they purchase, all of that stuff. So this process really, first video is proof, second video is testimonial, third video is where you actually talk about the product, and then fourth video is the offer. The proof video is where you pose the problem too. I mean, obviously, the problem is it kind of kicks off this whole series, and then you close that hook in the last video in the offer. Some of the other things you need a lead magnet. And if you follow this process, after the launch video happens, so I'm gonna change color here, but after the launch video happens, then they come down here, they go through a couple emails, and then they go sometimes into a Q&A webinar. So that Q&A webinar is people who are basically buyers, and they're asking their qualification questions. Sometimes this Q&A webinar is like substituted out for sales calls. So that would be right there. And then the rest of this, is how it all kind of goes together. Now, if we go to the pages, again, you need a lot of pages for this thing. Luckily, the pages aren't all that difficult to set up. It's the copy, so yes, you need, 4 launch style sales video pages, so that's page 1. The green doesn't look real good there. Page 1, page 2, page 3, and then that page 4. Then you need like a webinar registration if you're going to run that. And the sales confirmation page, which is the thank you afterwards. Lead magnet lander, which is right there. And then your lead magnet confirmation page sometimes. Now, this guy is usually video 1. So that's usually the first video in the sale. It's right here. So they opt in and then they go right to this page. And thanks so much for opting in. Now watch the first video. And sometimes if this video is even a teased version, watch the free video reveals how to make money with stock options. And then, that video is actually right here. This is the video that we're watching. So this is the core pages of the process. So the pages aren't the hard part. The hard part is the sales copy and the emails. So you need, from an email standpoint, you need emails here, 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 here. So we have a VSL promo sequence for each video. Now you can compress this. So if somebody, watches, or if somebody opens the first email, then they get bounced to the next video. But if you're doing evergreen, but if you're doing live, you actually need all this email copy because they all build on each other. How I've done it in the past is email 1 says, go watch this video. Then email 2, the next one says, go back and watch this video and download the PDF that I gave you access to, or something like that. So it gets them back to that page, but then also gets them taking some additional action on that page, some additional bonus, some additional freebie. And I always try to do that with these. And then the third one says, hey, today's the last day to watch this video, but tomorrow the next video is going to drop. So that's typically how I end up kind of working the emails through. But you need one for here. You need emails here, here, and here. And you can set up automation when it's evergreen so that if somebody watches this video, they automatically, get bounced into the email sequence that has them go to the next. Lead magnet fulfillment is another one. So that's basically like, they download the lead magnet, the report, they get emails to go to the first video. Once they watch that first video, they should bounce off of those. Upsell ascension sequences. So this is if you have any upsells. Sometimes you have upsells in a launch process. Sometimes you don't. When you do, and they don't take it, you need to send out email. And then, of course, you need the product fulfillment sequence. So anybody who buys needs to actually get access to their course. And if that course is multiple emails and stuff, then you need to set that up. So CRM setup. From an automation standpoint, you need a pretty robust platform in order to be able to handle this. So there's some integrations that have to happen. The first is you have your order form. Your order form needs to inform your email marketing that this person purchased, take them off of the promo list and put them on the buyer's list. So that part is important. You have your integration here, which is basically, this person signed up to be a lead, send them here, and then, send them through this funnel. When it's automated, you also want to make sure that you have rules firing that say this person watched this video, so don't send them any more emails. Send them these emails next. And then if you have an automated webinar here, that's got to be set up inside the CRM too. So there's some integration stuff that ends up having to happen, but all in all, it's it's the copy and the video. I mean, the videos need edited, they need scripted, they need some full motion, they need some B-roll. There's actually coming up, yeah. So some of the resources and assets that we use, the resources and materials that we use to actually get these kinds of funnels done. So I'm just going to take you on a little bit of a tour here. Let's see. Okay. So we good on this? If you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know in the chat box. I'm going to show you some of the software and tools that we end up using to pull one of these funnels off. So let's see. I'm going to share my screen. And all right. So all right, so now you're looking at my screen. There's some tools that I use to pull these launch videos off, to pull these launch processes off. So the first is a piece of software called ScreenFlow. So ScreenFlow is for Mac, and basically what it does is it's video editing software. So it records your screen and then also records your camera. So it's very similar to kind of what's happening right now. My camera is being recorded and my screen is being recorded. The difference is I have zero editing capability of this live stream. With ScreenFlow, I do. With ScreenFlow, it records it kind of as two channels. So then, you can move one along or another along, or you can cut them both and move them around. So it's really nice, simple video editing. It's really just a pretty great piece of software. I mean, it's where I learned how to edit video. Then, once you kind of get a little bit more advanced, then not even advanced, but iMovie is another good one. If you have a Mac, iMovie works. Final Cut Pro, if you have a Mac, is also very nice. Final Cut Pro is like pretty well professional grade stuff though. So Camtasia is the same screen recording, camera recording video, or camera recording software if you are on a PC. If you have a Mac, then I would say go ScreenFlow. But Camtasia works too, if you would rather have Camtasia. If you one kind of weird thing is Camtasia doesn't have the same file format as ScreenFlow does. So it's just something to be wary of. If you record something on a PC with Camtasia, you cannot then go record and then open that project up on a PC for whatever reason. I know when I switched to Mac years ago, I had to record a bunch of, re-record a bunch of stuff because I just couldn't get access to it. And I didn't have any PCs. I ended up like boot camping on Mac and then doing like a dual operating system and then, spinning up Camtasia in one. But anyway, it's just a nightmare. But anyway, so Camtasia works real well. In terms of like B-roll, because you need these videos to be nice and pretty professional. B-roll, I just recently found Envato Elements, which had some really, really nice stock B-roll, and it's super cheap per month. So rather than pay $30 or $40 per B-roll clip that you download, this is just a monthly membership. I think it's $34 or $28 or something like that. But it's just stock video, so you can download anything that they have in there, and it's good stuff. Might not necessarily be perfect for what you're looking for, but it's good enough. You know what I mean? So Envato works nice. What else? That's really about it. The only other thing I think that really makes a difference, and that I have been using recently, is a teleprompter. So there, I can't really show it on here, but there's a teleprompter called Teleprompter Pro on a iPhone. That works nice. I've actually given it to some clients, and not given it, but I've recommended it to some clients, and it has worked pretty well for them. So my camera's all weird right now. Is that going to fix it? I don't know, whatever. So we'll just make me small again. There we go. So now you can't even tell. All right. So that is the product launch funnel to work through selling digital products. Like I said, very, very copy intense, very video intense, email intense, CRM intense. You know, the actual funnel setup itself isn't bad. So if you have any questions at all, go to doneforyou.com/start and fill out the action plan form for that. Next week, we are starting what we're calling, it's going to be the Accelerate group. So next week, starting on Monday, we are going to go through, and so there's a piece of training that I do called Create. It is a multi-video kind of launch process like this, but there's no sale at the end. But it's this process for creating offers, for creating courses, for creating businesses online. So we go through and talk about your skills and your skill sets and kind of map that into a product or an offer that you have. And then from there, we talk about putting together that as a business and then building a sales funnel around it and all of that stuff, marketing it and getting your first sale and all that stuff. So it's kind of a framework that I have been, kind of perfecting for the last 6 or 7 years. I've moved many, tons of clients through it, and creating their own process. So what we're doing now, starting on Monday, is we're actually going to do it as a Facebook group. So we're going to see how this works. We're going to be doing these live sessions as a group, and then we're going to go through, assign some homework, and then, move through that way. So that way everybody has the group as a resource as opposed to just kind of leaving comments on a page. So I'm pretty excited about that. That'll start Monday. I'm not sure what time they're going to be. So we're still going to be doing these GSD dailies at 10 a.m. Eastern. I think the Create sessions are going to be in the afternoon. And there will probably only be 5. So we're going to, kind of brainstorm and give you some tools, give you some recommendations, and work through that process. And then it's going to it might slow down a little bit, and then we kind of spread it out, but we're just kind of going to see how it goes. Now, with all of us being home, it's a perfect opportunity to kind of do something like this and do, kind of like a startup challenge, an accelerate challenge, where we're, kind of starting up businesses, together and working through the issues that local businesses are having all across the nation. That's the idea. I mean, giving tools, strategies, advice, that kind of thing. We're gonna be doing that. So Monday, join that Create group, the Accelerate group, I should say. And tomorrow, we're either doing survey funnels or we're doing affiliate funnels. I think we're going to do, I don't know. We might do both. I kind of want to do both. So we might burn through both tomorrow. Survey funnels for segmentation and then affiliate funnels. So I think we're going to do both. But I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Tomorrow's going to be a longer session. So if we're doing both of them, it's going to be probably a 40-minute session, but that's all right. So I will see you tomorrow. If you have any questions at all, let me know, or go to doneforyou.com/start, book an action plan call, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks.